Goku, the most overrated character in existence, or at least the most overrated strong character in existence, because him and his delusional fans like to prop him up as the most powerful character in existence, the most powerful character in fiction. He can solo any universe with no effort. He can one-shot anyone no matter what, even if they're completely out of his league. Well, since I am sick and tired, like many others, of hearing the same bullshit from these fanboys over and over and over again, I have decided to make this list of the 10 characters that could easily fuck up Goku. And make no mistake, these are not characters that are like, oh, they would have an epic fight with Goku but still beat him. No, these are characters that would absolutely fuck Goku up like the little piece of shit that he is. Because his power is so overhyped, it's ridiculous. And I'm not only going to bring down the ego of the fanboys by showing he is nowhere near as powerful as his fanboys think. He wouldn't even make the top 10 most powerful characters in fiction. He wouldn't even make an honorable mentions list of the top 10 most powerful characters in fiction. And after this list, you will understand why. And depending on the success of this list, I will make more lists of many more characters that could easily fuck up Goku. Because don't get me wrong, this was a hard list to make. Partially because I had to keep in mind all the shitty arguments that Dragon Ball fans are inevitably gonna make. And second, there are so many characters I could think of that could easily fuck up this loser, so it was kind of hard to get down to just 10, but I was able to do it nonetheless. So without further ado, here are 10 characters that could easily fuck up Goku with little to no effort.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 10, Caesar from One Piece. Now, this is a character that Goku would not even be able to fight in any capacity. His powers are just utterly ridiculous. He can break down his body into gas, remove any oxygen from the area, and asphyxiate his opponent, can become completely intangible, can become a poisonous gas, and since he can also change his size and even regenerate and manipulate all gas in the area, basically, what the hell is Goku gonna do? He can't fight him because if he tries, well, he could just break down into gas and then become intangible. What's Goku gonna do? Punch the gas? Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Goku would not be able to fight him, and considering that he would be able to just asphyxiate Goku and end the fight, what's he gonna do? Not jack shit. Goku wouldn't be able to fight Caesar in any capacity. He could try his best, even if he managed to get a couple of punches on him. Once he breaks down into gas and starts removing the oxygen from the area, hell, he could just become a gas source, go into Goku's body through breathing in the gas, and then just continue to nuke the inside of his body until he dies, or become a poison and just completely kill him from the inside out. Or he could easily just break down his body into a gas, have Goku breathe it in, and since he can manipulate his size and become a giant, just use his size manipulation to just make Goku's body just fucking explode. So, yeah, this is a pretty easy one. Now, there were plenty of other One Piece characters I considered, but this one I figured would be the best, because the best part about this character, Goku can't fight him, and even if he tries or even lands a couple of hits, he has all the means necessary to just stop him or prevent Goku from doing anything to him. Even if Goku thought to use the Hakai, he would most likely be dead before he even thought to use it, and since Goku is stupid and likes to allow his opponents to fight at their full capacity, he will inevitably allow him to fight at full power, and yeah, so number 10 is Caesar would completely decimate Goku.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 9, Szayelaporro Granz. Now, this guy is very underrated among the Espada ranks. However, despite him only being ranked the 8th, he is far more powerful and dangerous than a lot of people think. In fact, I would argue he's more dangerous than half of the Espada. And the reasons for this being is, number 1, when he is in his lab, they end up entering a dimension in which he has absolute control over it. He can make people run around in circles in an endless corridor, control where they end up in, and can analyze them and completely nullify their abilities, making them useless, such as what he did to Renji's Bankai. And it's not taking into account his resurrection form, where he has all manner of dangerous abilities, such as being able to create clones of his opponent and create seemingly an army of them in an instance with all the powers of the original. So in this case, he could create an army of Goku clones and just have him fight an army of clones until he drops dead or inevitably gets overcome by his own power. Because obviously Goku wouldn't be able to kill himself, let alone an army of himself trying to kill him. Or he could create a voodoo doll of Goku and just toy with him, because these dolls will just give him absolute control over Goku, and even if Goku tried to blow up the doll, which he would be dumb enough to try, I'm willing to bet, guess what? All Goku would do is just blow himself up. And if you're willing to try to say, oh, well, none of this will work because of Goku's so much more powerful, before you make the whole argument I know most Goku fans like to make, well, Goku is strong, so therefore the hacks will be nullified. Here's what you have to understand. While it is true that in the Dragon Ball universe, if you have more ki and you're more powerful than your opponent, you can nullify hacks. Here's the problem, though. In the Bleach universe, if you don't have more spiritual energy than your opponent, guess what? You can't nullify anything. And even then, this didn't stop his voodoo doll ability from working on Mayuri, who was significantly more powerful than him. Yet it still worked, and had Mayuri not made replicas of all his organs and made these preparations, he would have been killed. And in this instance, even if he did manage to somehow overcome all of his hacks, and he somehow managed to overcome the doll, all Sayel would have to do is simply bring himself back to life through draining Goku's soul and cells and just bring himself back. So let's say Goku does overcome all of this, and he somehow just blows Sayel away with the Kamehameha. Well, guess what? All he'll have to do is just have a tentacle protrude from the ground and just simply suck the life out of Goku and just bring himself back like nothing even happened. Or in this case, if he creates an army of Goku clones, he could just grab one of those clones, absorb all the cells, and bring himself back. And he can just continue to bring himself back until Goku inevitably drops dead, or he falls to one of his hacks. Realistically, Goku has little to no means of being able to stop this. And again, he could try to Hakai him, but as far to my knowledge, Goku is not very skilled with this technique, and even with all that being said, Goku could attempt this technique, but here's the thing. Szayelaporro has genius-level intelligence, Goku does not. You really think that he wouldn't be able to take this into account and prevent him from using any kind of move against him? That's what the doll would be for. So, number 8 is Szayelaporro. Again, another character that would just completely destroy Goku with little to no effort.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 8, the Big Head Killer. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the Toon Force, you probably already know where I'm going with this. But for those of you that aren't, especially you DBZ fans, basically in simple terms, the Big Head Killer does not abide by any logic or even reality. He is bound by cartoon logic, but everything else around him isn't. So basically, in simple terms, he can pretty much do nearly whatever the fuck he wants. He's pretty much impossible to kill. You can shoot him, blow him up, beat him to hell. It's not going to do anything to him. Basically, what the Big Head Killer is think of a violent, sadistic Bugs Bunny that can materialize anything with reality warping powers. And you have the Big Head Killer. So try as much as Goku might, he won't be able to kill him. In fact, his only chance would be to Hakai him, but considering that Big Head operates on literally no logic whatsoever, he can, in theory, do pretty much whatever the fuck he wants, and that's not going to really end well in Goku's favor. Because he can punch him, it won't do anything. In fact, the Big Head Killer's main opponent, or rival, if you will, that he fought throughout the most of the comic, was someone very similar to, like, the Hulk or something like that. Just this big, huge mammoth of a guy that was basically indestructible, and no matter how hard this guy tried, he couldn't kill Big Head because he operates on the logic of the Toon Force, that is to say, no logic. He's pretty much invincible and has reality warping powers, and much like Deadpool, can regenerate from any wound. So, yeah. Basically, this guy is like Deadpool, but on steroids, and guess what? Goku's not going to be able to do jack fucking shit against him. In fact, I would honestly be surprised if the Hakai would even work on Big Head, because again, any logic that would apply to Goku's reality does not apply to him, because he operates on the logic of the Toon Force, but everything else around him doesn't. So basically, in simple terms, if he was to pull out a bomb and blow himself up, he would just be covered in black soot or not even be phased, but everyone else around him would be nothing but a pile of guts and blood and gore all over the place. That's what Goku would be up against, and he's not going to be able to do a fucking thing to him. His power is, I'm not going to say it's limitless, but in theory, he can do whatever he wants. So yeah. Number 8 is the Big Head Killer.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 7, Saiki K. Now, this guy, how do I put it with him? Basically, think of Saitama on steroids. This guy is so broken that, as far to my knowledge, and after doing some research on him, I can't find a single power scale on this guy. But, even with that being said, I can still tell you that Goku would have no chance in hell against this guy. Not only is he one of the most powerful psychics in anime history, alongside Lucy and Accelerator, but he just has innumerable amounts of powers. Let's see, he can read your mind, he can turn you to stone by looking at you, Medusa style. That alone would just shut Goku down. And if for some reason he survives all that, he can manipulate time, so he could just go back in time to when Goku was a baby and knocked his head and had amnesia and just kill him. So, yeah, Goku won't be able to do much against this guy, and considering he's a psychic, good fucking luck. So, yeah, Number 7 is Saiki.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 6, Gilgamesh. Oh boy, now this one is so much fun because this is a character so broken, so overpowered that Goku will literally be incapable of fighting him because due to his power, the Gate of Babylon, Goku won't be able to fight him without getting just impaled by hundreds of thousands of noble phantasms. This character is so powerful, he never fights at his full potential because he never needs to. He only ever fights at the level of power he thinks that he needs, which is almost always about maybe 1% of it at best. Now, picture this, the Gate of Babylon. It is filled with every noble phantasm, every treasure, every object known to mankind. Hell, he even has 2 alien spaceships. One that allows him to move at the speed of light, and then another that allows him to move at the speed of fucking thought, for Christ's sake. And even then, he wouldn't even need any of that because he'll just throw just a bunch of noble phantasms at him at random, and he just won't even care. It can be anything. He'll even just throw a couple of random cursed noble phantasms at you just for shits. And a lot of these noble phantasms have all kinds of innumerable powers, from poison to curses to being able to nullify magic to even charm spells of all things. And this guy has access to every single one of them. And that's not taking into account his 2 favorite noble phantasms. One are these chains, basically. And the more divinity you have, the more powerful they are. So in simple terms, all he would do is wrap Goku up in these chains, assuming he could actually get close enough to land a punch. Well, guess what? All that god ki that he has, that you Dragon Ball fans like to brag about, oh, he's a god, he has all this divine ki. Well, guess what? That's going to work against Goku, because the more of that he has, the more powerful the chains will become. And guess what? Goku won't even be able to move. He won't be able to do jack fucking shit. And that's not even his most powerful noble phantasm, it's just one of his favorite ones. His most powerful one is a sword that can literally end all of creation as we know it. So, yeah, Goku won't be able to do a goddamn thing against Gilgamesh. He probably wouldn't even be able to lay a single finger on him. Even if he was in Ultra Instinct, he wouldn't be able to lay a finger on him. And even if he does, guess what? Gilgamesh has the means to end the fight whenever the hell he wants, and Goku will be completely helpless because all he'll do is open up the Gate of Babylon in such a way where it'll be literally impossible for him to miss. He can open the Gate of Babylon as large as he wants and wherever he wants. What the fuck is Goku gonna do? Oh yeah, not jack fucking shit. So, yeah, number 6 is Gilgamesh, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Dragon Ball fanboys, we're just getting started. It gets a whole lot worse from here. I am going to bring down that ego of yours, one way or another. You will understand that Goku is nowhere near as powerful as you think he is.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 5, Exdeath. Now, for anyone here, if you're looking for an actual universe that is not only overpowered, but completely broken beyond any comprehension, look no further than Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is filled to the brim with characters that can fuck your shit up 1,000 times over. Hell, in Final Fantasy, even sports stars like blitzball players can casually shatter the laws of physics. And Exdeath is no different. Now, originally, I was going to go with Ultimecia, but then I thought to myself, you know what? Ultimecia is too powerful. I mean, we want to spite Goku, but I don't want to spite him too hard, because if I use a character that's too overpowered and broken, then it's just gonna make Goku look good, and we don't want that. We are here to spite Goku, but we're not here to feed the Dragon Ball fans' ego, because if I just throw all these ultra-powerful broken characters like Ultimecia or Darkseid at him, it's gonna be like, oh look, you have to get all these super powerful characters just to beat Goku. Does that not prove he's one of the most powerful beings in existence? No. Fuck that shit and fuck you, DBZ fans. And Exdeath will most certainly fuck Goku's shit up 1,000 times over. And that's not even just because he has access to the most powerful magic in the universe, which he does. Never mind the fact that he is the most powerful warlock in Final Fantasy. But for one simple reason. The Void. Exdeath has access to this thing called the Void. In the Final Fantasy universe, those with the power of the Void can return anything to a state of non-existence. Period. And don't get it twisted, Dragon Ball fans. This is not like that little chicken shit Hakai you guys like to bring up. Whereas all the Hakai does is just destroy your physical and spiritual existence, the Void flat out just wipes you from existence. It just returns everything into a state of non-existence. And Exdeath has access to this power. And not only that, he became one with the power of the Void. And when he gained this power, he became omnipresent. So basically, he can wipe anything out of existence. Basically, think anything in the universe. A planet, a continent, a star, an entire universe. He can use the Void to return it to a state of non-existence with just the snap of his fingers, like it's nothing. And let me tell you, it would be no different with Goku. And guess what? This isn't gonna be like with the Hakai where he resisted it. There is no resistance from the Void. Once he uses that against Goku, poof, gone. It doesn't matter if he's in his Zenu form, his God form, or his Ultra Instinct form. All Exdeath would have to do is just snap his fingers, Thanos style, and Goku will be gone. For good. No fight, no resistance, nothing. And Goku will think that he wants to fight people at his full potential. Exdeath will make him think twice about that. Number 5 is
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 4, Ghost Rider. Now, I am so happy that I finally get a chance to talk about my favorite superhero and comic book character. But that's besides the point. Ghost Rider is, for some reason, nowhere near as popular as he should be in terms of his power. The Ghost Rider is overpowered. He is broken, beyond all hell. Let's see, let's think of the many different ways that he could fuck up Goku beyond anything he could possibly imagine. Okay, let's ignore the fact that the Ghost Rider is the embodiment of fear itself, but let's see, considering his powers, he can use Hellfire to burn you and your soul out of existence, the infamous Penance Stare that he can use to also burn your soul out of existence and make you experience the pain of any pain that Goku has ever caused to anyone. He will feel it. And make no mistake, don't think for 1 minute that just because Goku's this good Boy Scout that he's safe from the Penance Stare. Oh no, any sin that he has committed, guess what? The Penance Stare will work on him. The Ghost Rider will still judge him for it. The Ghost Rider doesn't give a shit. So, anything from pride, to wrath, to petty theft, or even an illegal download, if the Ghost Rider wants to, he can burn your soul. And if he doesn't even feel like burning your soul, if he's hungry, he'll just flat out eat your soul, which he can do. And believe me, it's something that he could absolutely do to Goku. He's got his enchanted chain, he can summon locusts. Hell, Doctor Strange himself once described the Ghost Rider's power as boundless. The Rider is immortal, has regeneration, super speed, strength, he can move between dimensions, he can move along any surface. There's not really a whole lot the Ghost Rider can't do, and the best part is, similar to Doomsday, the Ghost Rider can't be destroyed with any kind of physical force of any kind. In fact, Goku has only one possible method of defeating the Ghost Rider, the Hakai, and even then, I doubt it would even work on the Rider. If Goku can resist the Hakai, guess what? The Ghost Rider most certainly can. The Ghost Rider is far beyond Goku's power. And guess what? Since the Ghost Rider is also immortal, the only possible way that he could maybe get around the Rider is he better start praying. Because when the Ghost Rider is around and he's coming for you, it's best to just make peace with God. Because the Ghost Rider does not have mercy.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 3, Nyx. Now, Nyx is a very special case here, because he is essentially the Galactus and dark side of his universe. You see, Nyx was a planet-sized being that went around the galaxy eating stars until he eventually collided with Earth. Now, when this happened, his soul and essence merged with Earth itself. Not only is he extremely powerful, but he was so powerful that the main characters of the series could not actually defeat him or kill him. They had to seal him in the moon. Because much like Darkseid, he has an avatar. And his avatar is basically the embodiment of death itself, and has a numerous amount of abilities. Powerful magic, death manipulation, and so forth. He even has countless instant kill spells. And furthermore, a interesting ability where he flat out throws the moon at you, opens a portal to another dimension, transports you to this dimension, then nukes every star in the area, causing the entire galaxy he just brought you to blow up in your face. And again, this is all just the power of his avatar alone. And this is barely a fraction of his overall power. And in Goku's case, he is beyond fucked, not just because his opponent can end the fight whenever he wants, but here's the thing. Even if Goku destroyed his avatar, guess what? It's not going to kill him. It'll be a minor inconvenience to him. And I know I can probably hear some Dragon Ball fans saying, oh, well, he'll just nuke his true form. After all, it's only a planet-sized being. Goku is capable of nuking hundreds of planets with just the wave of his hand. Here's the problem, though. His true essence, his soul, is merged with Earth itself. So, unless Goku plans to Hakai the entire Earth, guess what? You're not gonna kill Nyx. You can destroy his avatar. You can blow up his quote-unquote true form all you want. You can even nuke the Earth, it won't make a difference. The only way you're gonna be able to destroy him is to wipe his soul out of existence. So unless Goku can Hakai the entire Earth, which he wouldn't even do because he loves Earth so much and would never want to kill his home and all his friends and family, so guess what? He is fucked. And all Nyx is gonna do is just laugh, and in fact most likely taunt him, and he'll just keep throwing his avatar at him until Goku inevitably dies. And since he's the equivalent of death incarnate, I imagine it wouldn't take a whole lot of time for Nyx to kill him, because again, he has death manipulation, he has powerful magic, and he can just flat out instantly kill you if he wants. And what can Goku do? Not much of anything. And since he is at least multi-galaxy level, possibly even stronger, you can't make the argument that, oh, a lot of the characters you have on this list are just so weak they're not even on Goku's level. This one most definitely is, probably even more powerful than Goku. And again, considering that this is a dark side situation where he'll be wasting all his time fighting his avatar, there's nothing he can do. Even if he Hakai'd his avatar, it's not going to matter because much like Darkseid, it's not his true essence. And since his true essence is merged with the Earth, and Goku would have to wipe the Earth out of existence, he wouldn't be able to win this fight. So, number 3 is Nyx.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 2, Ben 10. Yes, this is probably the most obvious choice. All of you watching this video most likely knew that this character was going to make the list. Hell, he was one of the first characters I considered for this list because it's just too easy. I mean, okay, scratch the fact that Ben can easily just scan Goku and become a Saiyan, but he just has a near infinite wealth of powerful aliens at his disposal that he could likely use to eliminate Goku. But if we went over every single alien, then we would likely be here all day. However, there is one alien I will talk about that pretty much guarantees his victory. The infamous Alien X. A being so powerful that we don't even know what it is truly capable of. However, though, it is so powerful that Ben completely tanked the universe being wiped from existence while being transformed into Alien X, and he didn't even flinch. And guess what? Goku is beyond fucked. While its exact power is not known, at the very least, he is a dimensional being above reality, time, space, because, again, the entire universe got wiped from existence, and he didn't even blink. At the very least, we can assume that he is at least on the level of someone like Darkseid, at the very least. And who knows how much more powerful this being is. Ben 10 is by far one of the most powerful beings in existence. Now, rather he's the most powerful, or where he would scale on that list is a conversation for another day. But you know the really beautiful part about it? When even Seth the programmer attempted to debunk the claim that Ben can defeat Goku, fails miserably and is forced to admit that, yeah, Ben 10 can fuck up Goku and could probably screw up many other characters, then I think it's safe to assume that Ben 10 has this one in the bag when even Seth the programmer is forced to concede. So, yeah, number 2 is Ben 10.
Since you don't understand, I will teach you. This is what true despair looks like.
Number 1, Knuckles. Now, specifically, we are talking about the Archie Comics incarnation of Knuckles, which is stated to be the most powerful form we have ever seen. And holy shit, is this motherfucker overpowered. I remember when I looked this up, after I watched a video of a debunking somebody did of Knuckles and Donkey Kong, which if you're curious about that, I'll leave a link to that in the description, because I know you guys love death battle debunkings. Whether or not I get to it is whatever, but I remember after I watched his video and I heard about how powerful Knuckles was, I did a little bit of research into it, and I was shocked just how powerful this guy is. I mean, just looking at his powers alone, I was shocked. I mean, he has everything from space flight, conceptual manipulation, causality manipulation, non-physical interaction, soul manipulation, spiritual manipulation, time manipulation, existence eraser, resistance to magic, reality warping, mind manipulation, and just, he's so goddamn powerful. And furthermore, there are his two forms. His hyperversal form, which in and of itself is already broken beyond all belief. Even Death Battle admitted that when they did Vegeta vs. Shadow, the only reason he won was because he was able to outlast Shadow in his hyper form, and that was just Shadow. This Knuckles is far more powerful than Shadow could ever hope to be. All those broken powers I mentioned, that's not even all of his powers. There were so many more powers he had that I honestly ran out of room when I was typing them all up. He is just beyond broken, and in his chaos form, he becomes the living embodiment of a Chaos Emerald itself, and is at least multiversal level plus at the very least. His power is mostly immeasurable, he's omnipresent, and his powers, when he is in his chaos form, he is one with the chaos force. A realm outside of time, space, and infinite universes. That is how powerful he is in his chaos form. And do I really need to go on? Goku is outmatched in literally every way possible. This is one instance where Goku is literally outmatched in every possible category that you can possibly think of. I bet you that he wouldn't even need his chaos form to beat Goku, and even if he did, he would likely become so powerful he would punch Goku out of existence with one punch. And I'm sure I just triggered some DBZ fans by bringing that up, but it's true. He would just end Goku with just no effort whatsoever. He's broken. He's basically a god pretty much. Now, rather his power is infinite, we don't know, but at the very least, if what is stated about the Chaos Force is true, that it's a realm beyond time, space, and infinite dimensions and multiverses, then at the very least, he is a fifth dimensional being plus, like Darkseid, at the very least, or at the very lowest, if you lowball him in his chaos form, and at the very highest, he could possibly even be outerversal. However, even I will admit that is very likely a highball. But rather you highball him or lowball him or get an exact scale of his power, no matter how you slice it, it's game over for Goku. He can do nothing. It is over. Now at last do you Dragon Ball fans understand the futility of this? Goku is weak. These characters make him look like the pathetic, mentally retarded man-child he really is. That's it. 10 characters that could easily destroy Goku with no effort. And believe me, there are so many more out there. And depending on how good this list does, believe me, this will not be the last time I crush Goku for your entertainment. And don't think that Goku is safe. I will gladly take great pleasure in crushing and decimating many other characters that people like to highball, such as Saitama, Naruto, Superman, etc. It would be my pleasure. But until then, this is the ANCAP Otaku, and I'll see you guys around next time.